When a website promises profit from something as tangible as cars, it sounds convincing enough to lower people's guard. That is exactly what happens with Xhelo.net, a new project that appeared at the end of September 2025 and presents itself as an international investment broker in the automotive field. Behind this facade hides a short-lived Ponzi scheme, built not on cars, but on deception and illusion. The site looks modern but shallow, full of template slogans about real assets and stable income. It is written in several languages at once, filled with grammatical errors, and offers no genuine information about ownership, registration, or employees. The so-called About Us section even links to an old advertising clip of another fraudulent project, Autotrans Limited, that ran the same scheme 5 years earlier. A simple check of the domain shows that Xhelo.net was registered on the 29th of September 2025, anonymously through a privacy-protected service. The archive confirms that before this date, the domain never existed. Such sudden appearances are typical for temporary scams that vanish after collecting deposits and then reappear under a new name. The registration process on the site is laughably simple. Only a name and an email are required. No identity verification, no legal agreements, no security certificates. It becomes obvious that the project's goal is to attract deposits as fast as possible before disappearing. Once inside, users are presented with investment plans that supposedly relate to car trading. The lowest level option, called Auto Parts, starts with a deposit of $50 and promises daily profit. The more expensive tiers promise even more miraculous returns, up to 4% a day for the so-called Chinese cars plan, but the minimum entry there jumps to $50,000. These offers are mathematically impossible and exist only to lure larger payments. The structure of the site and the constant pressure to invest more strongly resemble the operation of a pyramid rather than a brokerage service. There are no trading platforms, no price feeds, no financial reports. Just numbers on a fake dashboard that rise as long as new deposits arrive. The referral program promises generous bonuses for recruiting new investors, which is a hallmark of a Ponzi setup. The company claims to be based in the United Kingdom and even points to a legal registration number that indeed belongs to a firm called Xhelo Limited. But this number belongs to a small logistics company involved in road freight, not financial services. The activity declared on Xhelo.net has nothing to do with transport. It is pure investment fraud. More importantly, the company does not hold a license from the Financial Conduct Authority, the only organization that allows brokers to operate in Britain. The same absence of licensing applies to every other regulatory database across Europe and Asia. The Russian central bank has even placed Xhelo on its warning list for entities showing signs of illegal financial activity. The contact details deepen the suspicion. There is an email, a telegram handle, a contact form, and a London address. But there is no phone number, no corporate profiles, and the office listed turns out to be the same one previously used by the already exposed Autotrans Limited. The repetition of addresses, website structure, and wording leaves little doubt that both projects were made by the same group of scammers. Every trace points to a typical pattern. The scammers build a convincing website, promote it through social media ads, promise investors passive income, and collect small but numerous deposits. When withdrawal requests start flooding in, the managers vanish, claiming technical issues or delays with the payment processor. After a few weeks, the site quietly shuts down and a new clone appears elsewhere. Experts emphasize that such frauds share identical fingerprints. A new domain less than a few months old, a fake UK registration, complete absence of licenses, and unrealistic profitability. The fraudsters rely on the psychological comfort that comes from hearing familiar words, cars, logistics, British company, while the entire operation exists only in digital form. Victims often realize the truth too late, when their accounts are blocked and support stops answering. The simplicity of the registration, the use of free mail services, and the total anonymity of the domain owner show that Xhelo.net is not designed to conduct business, but to disappear without a trace once the balance reaches a desired amount. If you have already interacted with this platform, stop any further deposits immediately. Collect every document, payment receipt, and screenshot. Contact your bank or payment provider to initiate a chargeback and report the incident to your national financial regulator or cybercrime unit. You can also reach out to independent investigators at Watchdog Online at proton.me. The team specializes in documenting fraudulent brokers and helping victims recover stolen funds. A legitimate broker never hides its ownership, never promises fixed daily profit, and never rewards users for recruiting others. Xhelo fails every single criterion of legitimacy. It is not an investment company, not a trading platform, and not an automotive business. It is a newly minted online trap created to siphon money from unsuspecting users under the pretense of vehicle investments. Financial safety begins with vigilance. Always verify the broker's license directly in official registries, inspect the domain age, and search for independent reviews. Do not trust websites that use stock photos, fake testimonials, or email addresses from free mail services. If a company offers a guaranteed return of 4% a day, it is not an opportunity, it is a warning. The illusion of Xhelo will last only until the next wave of exposure, after which its creators will migrate to another name and continue the cycle. The pattern is clear: a shiny promise, a quick inflow of deposits, silence, and disappearance. The only real investment they make is in their ability to fool others. Do not let them make a profit out of your trust.